Hello and welcome to 2 Hours Steam, a segment where we buy a game from Steam, play it for 2 hours, and then decide if we're going to refund it or not. I'm Nate, and today I'm playing as Nate.
Hey, I'm Xavier, and I'm playing as Cyclinic today.
Hey, I'm Harmony, and I'm playing as Camsy.
And I'm Dean, and my character today is These Nuts.
And today we'll be escaping from prison as we're looking at the Escapists 2.
So, the Escapists 2 is a pixel-graphic prison escape simulator. It's online co-op, offline co-op, and single-player game where you and friends/enemies try to work together and or screw each other over to escape prison.
And then you have to navigate the world of prison inmates and do odd jobs to get money while sticking to the prison schedule, all while you find a way to get the resources so you can escape.
I found that the gameplay was quite simple to pick up, but it was complicated and challenging because you did have to devise your own plan and use the logic and puzzles that were within the game to solve it any way you could. That's one thing that really added to the challenge, was because there was so many different options you could do that you sort of didn't know where to start. But as you take your time and you start moving towards your plan, doing things,
The world sort of reacts to what you do, so if you start not showing up to certain things like breakfast time, lunch, or gym workouts, shower time, or anything like that, their guards start getting suspicious of activity and they start raising up the alert level. I myself was guilty of getting us to full alert by tampering with an event to test out a screwdriver, which kind of cost us the game in the end because they started risking everyone for contraband, which involved tools or anything like that.
We ended up getting dogs on us, we ended up losing our tools pretty much the night before we were going to escape. So we got really close, but we didn't get out in the end. We stumbled at the last hurdle and now we're forever trapped in prison.
I really like the customization, although, you do have the limitations of it being a pixelated game. I found there was a decent amount of items to really create a wacky character, and I kept getting a notification throughout the game as I would do things that apparently unlocked more customization items, which I think is really cool.
So I was running a controller for this game, as I usually do. It's got pretty good controller support, correct prompt symbols of the various buttons, easy to get into design and UI for the controller. With the menu, you use a lot of bumpers to flick back and forth between tabs.
Although there is a few discrepancies with the fact that you would have to hold buttons to do certain functions, like to drop an item or to pick up an item or to do something else that you don't normally use. You would have to hold down the button, which got a bit finicky and frustrating at times of pressure when we're trying to drop an item at a moment's notice.
Working with people has its perks, and if you decide to work cooperatively as a team, you're going to get a lot further, a lot faster. However, just because you're in a cooperative game does not actually mean you have to cooperate with your fellow inmates. You can choose to sow as much chaos as you want, potentially blame them for things, plant evidence in their rooms, their lockers, on their persons. There is a wealth of options available to you to go rogue.
We had an advantage. We were communicating on chat, but for those of you that don't do that, there is a chat box and an emote system you can use to communicate with other players. It's probably a little bit basic, but it works.
One thing I would like to say is the inviting for a local match is actually a little bit more complicated. Well, not complicated, but a little bit unsuspecting to what you would have been used to. You would start up a game and then the game would actually play, and then you would pause the game and invite players in through there. Instead of inviting everyone in at the very start, you could invite people midway through a game, which is good if you want people coming in and out. But when you were trying to start up a game at the start, it was a little bit confusing, but then it wasn't too hard to figure out in the end. All in all, with the Escapists 2, it's quite a good game. It's very challenging, and with friends it makes it a lot more fun trying to find a way to get out and work together. By myself, I reckon I would keep it as a sort of like a puzzle game to try and work out by myself, but with friends, it's a definite, like, it is a good game to try and work together, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't get out, and I would like to try again, trying to get out of all the prisons that this game has, because they're quite a challenge.
To be honest, I'm a bit on the fence with this one. I see the potential for myself to start enjoying this on my own, however, it's not the kind of game I actively would go out of my way to get. If it's the kind of game that I'd be playing with friends a lot, I'd be more keen, I think, on keeping it. So, for myself, no. I wouldn't keep it. But with friends, absolutely.
I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's a great way to both relax and challenge yourself at the same time. So I think it'd be great to play with and without friends. So I'll keep it.
So, The Escapists 2. I loved it. It was fun, it was challenging, full of puzzles, full of interplay between the players. You can go solo and try to get out, you can go online, form a team, or, you know, experience, you know, the heartbreaking betrayal or someone stealing all your stuff. You can have a lot of fun with it, and I would definitely keep it.
That's 3 keeps for solo and 4 keeps for with friends, and that's $20 on Steam if you want to check out The Escapists 2. I'd recommend it, and I'll see you next time.